Have you heard about our teacher, Miss Frizzle? Her clothes are wild, her school bus is wacky, and her class trips are weird. Whenever we study something in her class, we get into it in a really big way. Class, to understand weather, we have to know about the sun. It's a hot topic. Why is the temperature usually higher in the afternoon? Because by the afternoon, the sun has been warming things up all day. We were learning about weather. Absolutely everything in our room was about rain, or snow, or sun, or wind. Every kid in the class was doing a weather project. We were even listening to weather reports on Miss Frizzle's radio. At my old school, we didn't have all these projects. At my old school, our teacher didn't dress that way. Anemometer measures wind force and speed. And now for the weather. Weather forecasting made easy. Snow, rain, hail, and Hardy. Adventures of Weatherman. Weatherman faces the storm. Weatherman meets the snowman. Weatherman. Our snowflakes. Spelling words. Sun, rain, drizzle, hail, don't, your, wind, snow, sleet, hurricane, forget, umbrella. The Earth is wrapped in a blanket of air by Tim. Earth, atmosphere. Our atmosphere is a blanket of air, hundreds of miles thick. Most of our weather happens in the troposphere, the 8 miles of air that's closest to Earth. Thermosphere, mesosphere, stratosphere, troposphere, Earth. Most weather happens here. So we weren't surprised one morning when Miss Frizzle said, "It's a perfect day for a trip to the weather station. We'll meet a team of weather forecasters. We'll learn about our atmosphere." Miss Frizzle says we have to know about air to understand weather. I can't see it. Air is a mixture of invisible gases by Shirley. And we have to know about water, too. Air Has Weight by Ralphie. A balloon with air in it is heavier than an empty balloon. Air contains water. When water evaporates, water molecules go into the air. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. We hadn't finished our experiments about air, but with Frizzy at the wheel, we were going, ready or not. When does the weather change? When the air changes by Shirley. Is the air hot or cold? Is it dry or moist? Is it still or moving? When these things change, the weather changes. Sorry, I can't go, Miss Frizzle. I have to sharpen my pencil. But Arnold, we'll have a real adventure. In that case, I have to sharpen several pencils. Look for a change in the weather, folks. In no time, we were riding along in the old school bus. We were trying to get some music on the radio. We didn't see Miss Frizzle turning a little strange dial on the dashboard. We didn't notice that the bus was changing. What makes wind? By Arnold. A mass of heavy air rolls in and pushes on a mass of lighter air. When the air masses move, that is wind. Winds range from gentle breezes to strong gales that can destroy things. Wind is just air moving. That is, children. Listeners, winds are picking up speed. That radio won't play music. All it does is give the weather. It figures. All of a sudden, Dorothy Ann said, "Look!" We couldn't believe it. We were all wearing flying suits, and we were sitting in a basket. The bus had been turned into a hot air balloon, and we were about to lift off. At my old school, we never went up in hot air balloons. Sounds like my kind of school. We'll be using this gas burner to heat the air in this balloon. Heat makes air expand by Molly. Hot air expands because heat makes air molecules bounce far apart. Air, balloon. Air expands and flows into the balloon. Hot water heats the air. Ask an adult for help when using very hot water. 2 words from Dorothy Ann. When something expands, it spreads out. Air molecules are the tiniest bits of air. We started going up, and Miss Frizzle said, "Did I mention, children, that hot air rises? See Hot Air Rise by Alex and Rachel. Cut a spiral. Needle and thread." The light bulb heats the air. The warm air rises and makes the paper spiral spin. Why does hot air rise? By Carlos. Hot air is lighter than cold air, so it floats on top of the cold air, the way a marshmallow floats on hot chocolate. Weather balloon. Class, every day, all over the world, scientists send up special balloons to take weather measurements. We're going up. Wow. We rose higher and higher. Even though the hot air was filling the balloon, the air around us was growing colder. We had to put on warm jackets. Going up, better bundle up, by Phoebe. Brr. Warm air rises from the earth. As it goes up, it gets colder. You can't see it, but it's all around you. What is it? Air. It's cold up here. You're not afraid of high places, are you, Arnold? That radio spoke to me. How did it know my name? I knew I should have stayed home today. Warm air rising from Earth carries lots of water vapor molecules, Miss Frizzle continued. As the air rises, it cools down. The water condenses in the air and forms clouds. A weather word, by Dorothy Ann. When water condenses, molecules of water vapor join together and make drops of liquid water. Did you bring your raincoat, Arnold? Tell me this isn't happening. We drifted in the center of a cloud. Miss Frizzle was right. It was damp in there. The cloud made tiny water droplets hanging in the air. When is that teacher bringing her class? Not till later. Much later. 3 kinds of clouds, by Wanda. Curly or wispy clouds are called cirrus. Layered clouds are called stratus. Lumpy or puffy clouds are called cumulus. What kind of clouds are forming around Miss Frizzle and the kids? Weather station.